From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
The search continues for 22-year-old Gabby Petito, who was reported missing Saturday near Jackson, Wyoming. We take you inside the latest efforts.
I'm Brandon Warren, and coming up, we'll talk about the boat ramps at Cooney Lake State Park.
I'm Russ Riesinger in Billings, where plans for a major merger involving St. Vincent Healthcare were announced today. I'll have details coming up.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, tonight we're learning more about three friends who lost their lives in an ATV crash over the weekend. Several area communities are now reeling after the four-seat Polaris RZR was found crashed in a ravine off Highway 87 East on Sunday. 22-year-old Dallas Richard Mittlestadt of Shepherd graduated high school in 2017. His family tells us Dallas always had a smile on his face and could make anyone laugh. His passions were team roping and football. He and his fiancée, Maddie, are expecting their first son in January. His family says his laugh will be greatly missed, as well as his crazy curly mullet. 24-year-old Tyler Lee Craig graduated from Huntley Project School in 2015. His family tells us Tyler was bashful at first, but always became a friend to everyone. His infectious smile could light up the room. At an early age, he developed a passion for horses and team roping. Now, Tyler loved his friends and family and valued that time spent with them. And 22-year-old Kaylee Jade Weiland of Billings, her family tells us she was a kind soul thriving in life. She loves spending time with her friends and family, as well as hiking or anything outdoors. Now, her family tells us her energy and bubbly smile lit up a room. She is a hard worker and a loving soul. Now, for information about all three of these services, you can find that information at KTVQ.com. FBI officials, meanwhile, have arrested Marlena Nanette Martinez, wanted for alleged possession and distribution of drugs on the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. Martinez allegedly dealt oxycodone, fentanyl, and methamphetamine between October and November of last year. An arrest warrant was issued in April. Martinez was taken into custody without incident this week at a home in Dallas. The search for missing woman Gabby Petito has gripped the nation and is now putting a spotlight on Jackson, Wyoming. That's where Petito was believed to make her last communication with her family before disappearing. Reporter John Franchi is on scene.
We heard from several of the key people in this search today, including law enforcement and members of Gabby's family. Her stepfather, Jim Schmidt, is here in Jackson, Wyoming. Wednesday, Grand Teton National Park indicated they are working with the FBI and other law enforcement to assist in this investigation. We've been here since before sunrise, and we have not noticed a large law enforcement presence driving to the national park or near the national park itself. We have seen a lot of tourists and people curious about what's taking place here. Now, the past few days have been agonizing for Gabby's loved ones. Earlier, we heard from Joe Petito, Gabby's father, who is begging anyone who may have seen something to come forward.
What I need from everybody here is help, because the goal is still not met, and that goal is to bring Gabby home safe, all right? And I'm asking for help from everyone here. I'm asking for help everyone at home.
We still have not heard from Brian Laundrie, Gabby's boyfriend and travel companion. Meanwhile, the Northport police chief said he is respecting Brian's constitutional right to remain silent. In Jackson, Wyoming, I'm John Franchi reporting.
The boat ramps at Cooney Lake State Park are closed for the foreseeable future due to abnormally low water levels.
This time of year, the irrigators are using more water than is coming in, but this is a particularly dry year, so the water level at Cooney has now dropped down where all of the last of the boat ramps is unusable now.
Cooney Dam is a man-made reservoir where the water is owned by those who use it to irrigate their fields. Because it has been dry this year, those who use the water to irrigate have needed more than normal.
This is a little bit unusual this year because of the dryness. There just isn't a lot of snowpack that's left coming into the lake at this time of year. So it usually goes down quite a bit, but this year it's a little bit quicker than we thought, quicker than we would like, and the last of the water is off the lowest part of the last two boat ramps.
The boat ramps closed at 5 p.m. on Thursday, and they are not expected to open again until next spring.
Yeah, there's no problem if you want to hand launch, drag a raft or a kayak or a canoe down. there's no restriction on paddling around or running around in the lake.
The state park is still open for camping. From Cooney Lake, Brandon Warren, MTN News.
There's nothing worse than a wasted homegrown tomato, so make sure that tonight, with the chilly temperatures moving in, readings in the 30s, cover things up in the vegetable and the flower garden for tonight. But it doesn't end there, because all of a sudden the temperatures go from around freezing up to record high temperatures by the time we start getting into Saturday afternoon. By Sunday, we're going to see another shift. In fact, even by Saturday night, some of those wind gusts could be hitting 40 to 50 miles per hour. And by the time we start looking into the first part of the week, rain showers and cooler temperatures start to move back in again. I'll have all the details on your fruits and vegetables and your forecast details in just a little bit.
Yellowstone County has reached another grim COVID-19 milestone. With 225 new positive cases reported today, the county now has more than 2,000 active cases. That's more than double anywhere else across the state. Now, Riverstone Health also announces the county's 310th COVID-19 related death, a woman in her 90s who passed away at home 10 days ago. Now, right now, 2,201 Yellowstone County residents are considered actively infected. Missoula and Flathead counties with just over 1,000 each. St. Vincent Healthcare, meanwhile, announces more news today about the hospital's future. Here's Russ Riesinger.
A major medical merger on the horizon. SCL Healthcare, which operates St. Vincent Healthcare here in Billings, announcing today that it intends to join forces with Intermountain Healthcare. This will create a huge system that will employ more than 58,000 caregivers and operate 33 hospitals and 385 clinics across 6 states. And what does it mean for patients and staff here locally? Those are questions I took to Michael Skehan, the interim president of St. Vincent Healthcare.
Not really at all. You know, we're retaining our Catholic identity, our name, all of our services and programs will stay intact. The changes will really be benefits. So again, what services aren't we offering that potentially we could, and what more could we do to take us to the next level? That's what this story is all about.
Skehan doesn't see this having any effect on the approximate 2,500 employees here in Billings.
Having the two organizations come together like we are is just going to make one great organization in order to fulfill that mission.
If everything goes as planned, the agreement would be finalized by the end of this year, and the merger would take place early in 2022. In Billings, I'm Russ Riesinger reporting for MTN News.
Hello everybody, Casey Conlon back with you. Yesterday, we told you about Calves to Cure DMD, a fundraiser going into its 3rd year that raises money for Duchenne muscular dystrophy research. Paul and Laura Heaton didn't know what to expect at today's sale, but once again, the community didn't let them down. With the Heaton's 7-year-old son, Grant, who was diagnosed with Duchenne 4 years ago, looking on, thousands of dollars came pouring in during the event at the Billings Livestock Commission. 90% of that will go straight to research, thanks to Cure Duchenne.
Years and years back, there was nothing, really. There was no research going on, but I would say that the research landscape is absolutely booming in Duchenne right now. People have stopped by all day to talk to us, to learn about Duchenne, and it just brings it home, I think, too, for a lot of people.
It's outstanding the way that friends, family, community, a lot of people that we don't know have taken the time and their money to help us with our fight. This disease has been around and there's no cure, there's not even a real treatment. I think it's getting close, but we still got to keep pushing for it and hopefully someday find a cure.
Paul estimated that they had double the number of cattle donations this year as compared to last. If you want to learn more about the organization, visit their Facebook page, Calves to Cure DMD. Casey Conlon for MTN News.
Still to come on the MTN 530 News right here on Q2. President Biden's $1 trillion infrastructure bill is expected to be voted on in the House soon. We'll have the latest from Montana Senator Jon Tester on his hopes. And later, a huge referee shortage is causing havoc with Montana's sports calendar. We take a look at what's causing the issue and if there's a solution.